Hello everyone, good morning. So can anyone confirm possible or not? So the last class where we stopped? The last class where we stopped? The last class we discussed about how to handle the event. Up to here we done, right? How to handle the event. Okay, anyone have any questions? Anyone have any questions? Anyone have any questions? Anyone have any questions? You can unmute and talk so far.
Yeah, sir. Where we can get notes, sir, from first day to today, all programming notes.
All programs you can download from uijavakit.com. Okay, notes not from today onwards. Okay, we added right to 2 days back onwards. Okay, you can find the notes from Kalam schools.
Kalam schools.
Yeah, 9 a.m. Okay, here you can see the running notes. Okay, actual notes if you want, go to uijavakit.com. Okay, go to React.js stuff you can see here. Okay. Okay, running notes you can use Kalam schools. Okay, actual notes you can see in the uijavakit.com. Programs you can get it from today class. Okay, agreed?
No, sir.
Yeah. Any other questions, anyone?
Sir, but I'm not able to see notes from kalamschool.com.
You're not able to see 9 a.m. class.
Yeah. On 9 a.m. class, I'm just getting the heading like 9 a.m. 13/7/2023. That's it. After that, nothing. Whole page is blank.
What about remaining people? Are able to see that?
It's visible, sir.
Visible, right? Yeah. You can clear the cache and try.
Okay.
Any questions, anyone? Anyone have any questions? Okay. If you want to bind an event for one element in JSX, how we can bind? First, you have to choose that element. Okay, which element you want me to add an event. For this text box, I want to add one of the event called as a on change. Okay, so first get an event. How we can get the event? All the list of events where we can find. All the list of events where we can find. Come on, in the console. Come on, type on. Type on. Okay, now say this. This is one event or on change is the event. On change is the event. Or on key up also the event. It is also listen for every key up or not. You press the key and release. That is nothing but up event or not. So I want to add this event my first text box. Yes. Is it enough? In JavaScript, whatever the events are there, same events you can use React, but the event name should be what? Camel case, right? Camel case. Now tell me, the event, whenever you triggered, who can listen the event? The handler, right? Event handler. Event handler should be what? Event handler should be what? Event handler should be a function or a string or function call. Event handler should be a function or it is a string or function call. Event handler always a function. So can I create a function? Can I create a function? Console.log of function change, any name you can put it just for our tracking purpose. Now this particular function you want to add here. Okay, can I add like this? Is it valid syntax? Is it valid? First of all, it is a string. So you can get the warning. What is the warning message? On change event listener to be a string, but we are okay to be a function. To be a function, but getting like one string, like that you can get one warning message or not. Yes or no? Okay, on change listener to be a function instead of got value string. So it should not be a string, it should be a function. So can I remove this one? String I remove. If I remove the string, you can get the error. Why this error? In your JSX code, wherever you want to write the JavaScript, that JavaScript code should be encoded with what? An expression or not. Now, okay, if I refresh the page, no error, nothing, but the handler method called when onload it's called. You want to onload on performing some operations on this particular text box. Whenever you perform the operations on the text box, then I want to call it. So onload not required. Onload not required. Then what change is required? As per their statement warning, listener methods to be a function. Okay, but here this is the function of function caller. It is a function call. So the listener to be a function or not. So it should be like this. Whenever you write like this, first time load nothing executed. If I do any change here, see for every change, I am able to listen the change or not. The handler method called or not. All are agreed? Yes or no? So in React, if you want to bind an event for any element, get the event. Okay, from developer console window, you can easily find that event. The event name should be a camel case. The handler always should be a function, not function call. Agreed, everyone? Up to here. Any questions so far? The event handler to be a function, not function call. All are okay? Okay, then.
Sir, one question, please.
Yeah.
So here we have, FN change that's assigned to a property, like, it is a property. What if you have a direct function, which is like function space function name? Can we add one as such? And
So,
then
yeah.
should we need to call? Yeah, just add a
me-
function which is not assigned to a property.
This one, okay. Tell me the change. I didn't get exactly.
Yeah, just instead of just type not here. After
Line
after
number
current after line number 14, enter a new line. Like after line number 14, yeah, declare a new function with the function keyword, like function, no, not const, function space test function, yeah, something like that, and console.log something here. Now, how can I call this F1?
No, directly you can. Okay, here on change. Okay, what is my F1? This is my F1, right? Function name.
Okay.
It is expecting like function name. That's it.
Oh, yeah. Good. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, now any function, it is a normal function. It is like a arrow function. Function name is what F1. Here function name is what function change. That's it. Okay, you have to pass the function as a handler, not function call. All are agreed? Okay. Then. Now,
sir, if we have parameters, how we can pass the parameters then?
Yeah, that is our next level discussion. We'll tell.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Okay, then. So for good. Okay, then. Perfect. The next thing is like once you click on the button, I need to get this particular data. Okay, input text box data. This input text box data. I want to get it. So if you want to get the data, first of all, you need to get the reference or not. How we can get the reference? By using document or query selector, get element by ID, tag name, all this stuff. All this stuff. But I don't want to use JavaScript. I want to use only React concept to get the reference of element. Tell me, we have one separate hook is there to get the reference of your elements. Which hook is there? Which hook is there?
Reference.
Use ref is the hook.
Yeah.
Use ref is the hook. Okay. Now I want to tell something about the history of React hooks. I want to tell something about the history of React hooks. Okay. Initial days, whenever they introduced React to the world, initial days, we have two types of components only. Okay, one is like functional component, another one is like class component. Functional components, another one is like class components. Initial days. Okay. Now, functional components they used in initial days for what you know. If my content is like this, the difference you only tell. If I create a component like this, return one div Sachin, the difference you can tell. Okay, if I write some content like this, what is the difference? What is the difference between this content and this content? If you see this particular component content, it is like a static content or not. Starting to ending, my Sachin is going to display it, you not perform any operation or not. Yes or no? If you observe this particular component content, this is like what? If I click on the button, there has some DOM changes are happening or not. Yes or no? It's like keep on changing or not. Agreed with me? Can I say this is like a static content? Can I say this is like a dynamic content which is like keep on changing? Agreed with me? Initial days, my class components supports for either to prepare dynamic content or either you prepare like a static content initial days. But the functional components, they only allow to support static content. Okay, that's the reason initial days, they called functional components as a dumb components, mute components, or stateless components. Okay, my class components are like a stateful components, like that, this differentiate. Initial days, I'm telling. Okay, after few years, they introduced a new version called as new version. Okay, the version number is like 16.8 version. React people introduced 16.8 version. In that version, what they did, you know, here up to here there is a difference is there. Okay, functional components are used for what? Only to handle the static content, not dynamic content. Class components can handle both. But after 16.8 version, their goal is like my functional components also should work equally with class components. That is their goal. To work equally with the class components, what they did, you know? What they did, you know? They introduced one of the concept called as a hooks. They added for whom, you know? Only, come on, only functional components. Got my point? Whenever the hooks added in the 16.8 version, now on that time onwards, both class and functional components are used for what? To prepare dynamic as well as static content or not. So before 16.8 version, there has a difference is there. Functional components only for to develop static content. It's a mute components, dumb components. But after 16.8 version, with the help of hooks, functional components can equally work with class components or not. If whatever we can do with the class components, yes, we can do with the functional component after 16.8 version. Now tell me, after 16.8 version, people are trying to move, class components to functional components. Why? Both are like, giving like same functionality. Now we are going to think about what? Which one is easy for us? Easy to learn, easy to use. Which one is easy? Simply functions, you can write one function keyword, just you can use means call it. If it is like a class, you have an idea on object-oriented concepts. You have to create an object. You have to call a function, call methods and everything or not. That much. Okay, things you have to learn. So which one is easy for us to learn to use? Both are work like same. Which one is easy for us to learn? Come on, which one is easy for us? Obviously, functional components only or not. That's the reason with the help of hooks. So nowadays people are completely moving from where to where, class components to functional components or not. Now, if you observe the React.js official website also, you may not find anywhere the class components. You may not find anywhere. All examples and everything they're given like by using functional components only. Got my point? That is the history of what? Hooks. Now tell me, hooks only works with what? Class components or functional components or both are? Hooks always works with what? Come on. Hooks always works with what? Hooks always works with functional components only. Okay, those hooks are not works with class components. Don't keep the hooks inside the class components. Observe here, most of the things. Okay, it's a kind of functional components only or not. Observe. All are like functional components only or not. Here they use like normal functions only. See this, they're not the advanced functions, arrow functions. They use it like in the official website also. They use it like what? Normal functions only or not. Agreed? Come on. That is the history of hooks. So now there are multiple hooks are there. One of the hook, okay, we can use to get the reference of your element or not. Which hook you want me to use? Which hook you want me to use to get the reference of element? Which hook you want me to use? Come on. Which hook you want me to use to get the reference of an element? Use ref is the hook. Use ref is the hook. Okay, like that multiple hooks are there. We are going to discuss all the hooks. Don't worry about that one. This is the time to explain about the use ref hook. Okay, my first question. Use ref is the hook. Okay, agreed. Use ref is the hook. Use ref is the hook. Okay, this is which type I want to know first. Use ref is the hook. That's okay, fine. Create root is given by React DOM people whose type is like what? Function. You are using like this. Like that, use ref is like which type? That is my question. Use ref is like which type? How we can come to know? Okay, go to your browser. Okay, go to console. Okay, go to console. Now see this React. React already loaded or not? In my React, okay, if you observe, okay, use ref, there or not there? Use ref is there or not there? There. It is which type? It is which type? Come on, it is which type?
Event handler or hook?
It is
Function
type or not? Come on, it is a function type or not? Not only use ref, okay, any predefined hooks, if you observe, we mentioned like react.useState. It is which type? Okay, use callback. This is which type? React.useReducer. It is which type? All hooks are what? Functions only or not? Agreed? All hooks are like what? Functions only or not? So if you want to use a function or if you want to get the services from the function, what you have to do? You have to call it or not. So the use ref hook coming from where? Come on, use ref hook coming from where? React. So how we can? React dot initial list we are going to use like this from my React library. Which hook? Which hook? Use ref hook I want to use. Okay, this is which type? This is which type? Function type, so that we can call it. Any function you can call. If it is written some value, that value how we can hold it? That value, how we can hold it? By using one variable or not. Okay, by using one variable name can be anything. Now my question is very simple for you. Userif hook returns which value? If you don't know, how we can find it? Come on, userif hook returns which value? Okay, if you don't know, why? Because that is not created by you. If you created, you know what is the return value you return. That is created by some other person. If you want to know what is the return value of my userif, how we can come to know? Tell. How we can come to know? Go on. How we can come to know? Don't know. Very simple. One function is there. What is the return value of the function? I want to know. How we can? Very simple, right? Okay. Whenever you call the function, if that particular function returns some value, can you hold that value with one variable like this? If that particular variable is undefined, what it means? This particular variable ref is undefined, what it means? Used if not returns anything other than undefined, anything is there, that is only the return value of my user if or not. Yes or no? Come on. Yes or no? Can I put the debugger now here? Can I put the debugger here? Now, can you come here? Can I refresh my page? Can I refresh my page? Is my voice is clear? It should not be. Is my voice is clear?
Yeah.
Okay, can I give me 1 minute time? Okay, it's like slowly loading so that I can rejoin. Yeah, I want to rejoin. Just give me 1 minute, okay? Okay, Naresh IT is like a host. Okay, no problem. I can drop.
What happened, Seth?
Hey, can you hear me now? Is it okay?
Yes, yes, you are fine.
So let me run this. Open with live server. Let me open our developer console window so that we can debug our code. Now, if you observe here, you called useref method. Okay. Now see ref. Okay. Now what is the return type of my useref? What is the return type of my useref? It is an object which contains what? One property called as a current. Okay, so useref is the predefined function. They return one object. That object contains one property. What is the property key? Current. Okay, what is the value default? Undefined. What is the value? Default undefined. That means now you can say useref return type is what? An object. How many properties are there? One property. What is the property key? Current. What is the property key? Current. What is the value? What is the value? At this moment, it's like undefined. At this moment, it's like undefined. All are okay? Agreed with me? Okay. Now, this reference I want to print here. Okay, console.log. Okay, like this, you can print it. Now, debug. Not required, just leave it. Now, go to console. If I click on this particular sum, see this? This reference, currently it is pointing to what? Undefined. But my requirement is what? Our actual requirement is what? I want to get the reference of this particular text box or not. So I have one empty reference. That means by using use reference, you created one empty reference. Currently it's not pointing to anyone. Okay, currently it's like undefined. So this empty reference, there is no use. So can you bind this empty reference with this text box? Can you do that? Now, my empty reference pointing to one element or not? Yes or no? You created one reference means it's an empty reference. Currently, it's not pointing to anything. But my goal is like I want to, okay, I want to hold that particular reference with this element. I want to bind that reference with this element. So how we can bind my empty reference to this particular element? That is the question. Okay, now tell me, how many references you can create like this? How many references you can create like this? Any number of references you can create, no problem at all. Okay, first reference is like, okay, I want to use for number 1. Second reference I want to use for number 2. Just a naming convention was, you can write like that. So my number 1 reference, it is a empty reference at this moment. The number 2 reference also what? Come on, how many empty references you created? 2 empty references you created. Now if I refresh the page, click on the sum. See, number 1 reference is empty, number 2 also empty only or not. But I have an empty reference. Can we bind this particular element to that reference? Can we bind it? So how we can bind means very simple. Which reference you want to bind? Okay, that reference you have to. Okay, you have that reference with you, right? Now, yes, with me. So to whom you want me to bind, just go to that element. We have one predefined attribute key is there. Ref is the predefined attribute key. Okay, which reference you want me to bind? Okay, which empty reference you want me to bind? Can you add that empty reference to this guy? Now my n1 reference is not empty. It is pointing to what? Currently it is pointing to what? First text box or not? The next one, ref equals to n2 reference. Now tell me, my n2 reference is not empty. That is currently pointing to my second text box or not? Yes or no? Now can I refresh the page? Now if I click on the sum, is my value is like undefined? No, right? If I open this object, first one is pointing to first text box or not? See, if I put the cursor, first text box highlighted or not? Second reference is pointing to second text box or not? Yes or no? Now my references are empty or it is pointing to some elements? Come on, it is pointing to some elements or not? Not empty. Now my goal is like, okay, this text box I want, not whole object. Can you tell me how we can get this value? In the object, how we can get the value? By using dot notation or by using square bracket notation. So how we can? Dot current is the key. By using a key only, right? By using a key only, right? we can get the values dot current. Okay, here dot current. Now the first one currently pointing to first text box. See this. Second one pointing to the second text box. Once you have the references, once we have the text boxes, can I get the values now? Can I get the values now? Yes. Now, can I refresh the page? Now, if I enter 1, okay, 2, 3, or whatever it is, if I click on the button, see, I have the values or not. Are okay? Yes or no? Now,
Sir, can you repeat what you just said?
yep. So the first thing is like you have to create an empty reference. Okay. How many
Okay.
references are required based on your requirement at this moment? 2 references are required. Okay, so that I created. If you created a reference means it is like by default currently pointing to no element, nothing. Current value is like what? Undefined or not?
Yeah.
You leave like that? No.
No.
Okay. I want to bind that empty reference to one element or not. So how we can
Yes.
bind it? Which element to bind? First text box. By using which property key? It's a predefined one.
Oh, ref equals.
Ref. Okay. Here the value is what? Which empty reference you want me to bind with this text box? Number 1.
Number 1 for number 1. Oh, okay.
Okay, the next one is like this one. Which reference you want me to bind? N2 reference. So N1 reference currently pointing to this text box. From that text box, can you get the value?
Yes.
N2 reference currently pointing to this text box. From the text box, can you get the values? That's it.
Yes.
Okay, now the values are in your hand. The values are in your hand. Once you have the values, what we can do? Okay, our requirement, come on, our functionality. I have to find
Sum.
Okay, let's start. Now, this is my first value. Okay, now can I hold this value with one reference? Okay, which data type is recommended one? Which data type you want me to use? Where, let, constant, which one you want? Constant. Why? Because once I get the value, I don't want to change that value. Directly, I don't want to change it. The next one is like, can I take like constant N2 equals to, okay, N2 reference this one. Now, can I delete these two? Yes. Now, can I find the sum? How we can find the sum? Constant my sum.
Constant sum equal to n1 plus n2.
Console.log of my sum. That's it. Now, can you come here? Can I refresh the page? Now, 2 and 3. If I click on the sum, okay, the value is like 2, 3. 2, 3. Why not 5? Why? Because
The value is
the value we get as a outcome from the input controls, neither text box, password, checkbox, radio button, file upload, whatever are the values which are getting from the input controls, the return type of that particular value is like string default. The return type of this particular value is like what? String. So my 2 is like which type? String type. And my 3 is like which type? String type. The kind of concatenation or not. That's the reason you get like what? Instead of 5, my answer, okay, you are getting like output is 2, 3. Okay, but my requirement is not like that. Okay, my output should be 5. So what you want me to do? The thing is, the stringified number, I want to convert into what? Number. If you observe here, this is my, okay, number, but it is stringified number or not? Okay, this should be converted like what? This should be converted like this or not? Yes or no? This stringified number should convert like this. Then how we can do it? Any answers?
stringify string.
Second?
Things you need to do.
Yes, 2 ways we can do it. One is like one of the predefined method called as a parse int. See this predefined method. All predefined methods where we can see in the console directly we can access it or not. Parse int. This is which type? I don't know anything. Which type? It is which type? Function type. If it is a function, what you have to do? You can call it. Okay, which value you want me to convert into, okay, number. That particular stringified value you can pass here. Now see this, it's turned to be like a number or not. Got my point? So this particular parseInt method can I use to convert this n1 into number, to convert this n2 into number. So how we can? My parseInt of n1 plus parseInt of n2. Got my point? Okay, now can I refresh the page? Now 2, 3, now my output should be what? 5. Working. But this 5 you want in the console or you want me to here? Where you want me to place?
Result.
The result section or not? So in the result section, in this particular span, I want to add it. So how we can add? In JavaScript or whatever it is, if you want to perform some operation, first of all, on element, first of all, get the element. See, I want to perform some operation on the text box one. Get the text box and get the value later. Here also, I want to set the value on the element. In this particular element, I want to set it. Either set or get. First of all, get the element. Perform the operation later. Either set or get. Can I get this element? How we can get this element? In JavaScript, how we can get it? Document.get element
by ID.
tag name like that, but I don't want to use JavaScript. Then I want to use React only. Then can I create one more reference? Any problem with this? Constant result reference equals to React use ref. Yes. At this moment, res reference currently pointing to what?
Span.
Undefined. But you want me to leave like that, or you want me to bind one element for this reference?
Bind one element.
Now can I go? Which element you want me to bind it? This
Span.
I want to bind it. So can I add this? Okay. By using which attribute key you want me to bind? Ref. So here you can add it. Now tell me, my result reference currently pointing to what? My span. So my result reference currently pointing to my span. In the span, I want to set one value. How we can set the value? If you want to set the value in a static content element, which value? Okay, how we can? Which property is there? You know, inner
That value.
is the
Inner text.
or inner HTML. Which property you want me to set? Which value you want me to set?
Sum.
That's it. Now can you come here? Can I refresh the page? Now 2 and 3. Can I click on sum? It's done to be like 5 or not. Default value is what? I don't want any default value. If you want to set like 0, you can put like the default value is like 0. Now, okay, it is working as expected or not. Now next level discussion. If the value is like greater than 100, I want to apply red color. Otherwise, I want to apply green color. Okay, then where you want me to write that code? Where you want me to write that code? Come on. Where you want me to write that code? This is the right place, right? Here only my current sum is there, right? That current, okay, what is my result here only or not? Can I write one condition? What is my condition? If my sum is like less than 100, then the time. To which element you want me to apply the style color red? To which element?
Result.
To which element? Span, right? Okay, how you get the span reference already? Result reference current pointing to what? Your span only or not? Yes or no? My result reference currently pointing to span only or not? Once you have the span, you want me to set the value or you want me to set some style?
Set some style.
How we can apply?
Style
dot. Okay,
color
is equals to what? Red or not? Or green or not? Whatever it is. Okay, if not, can I make it like what? Red. Okay, can we debug line by line? Let's see this. Now 2 and 3, my sum is like 5. It's like in the green color. Okay, if it is this, it is like in the red color or not? Okay, now this particular content. Okay, this particular content. Okay, I want with bold letters. Okay, H1 tag. In the H1 tag, I want to add it. So how we can add? Come on, how we can add?
H1 sum
Plus your
sum
plus your H1 close.
H1 tag.
Yes, sir. Now if I refresh the page, then the time output is what? output is what? Like this. Is it your expected output? No.
No, because H1 is
Whatever the
important.
content you assigned has some HTML tags that should be rendered like a HTML or not. Then
Yes.
that
Yeah.
HTML.
HTML you have to add it. Okay, now can I refresh the page? Okay, 2 and 3. If I click on the sum, okay, it's a block load elements are that the reason it's okay, it's in the new line. Okay, now it is working as expected or not. Okay, now you can debug the code line by line. Okay, where you want me to put the debugger? My functional is going to start from where? Come on, focus on the debugging now. Okay, from loading onwards, if you want, put the debugger at line number 9. If I click on the button, from there you want to track, okay, put on the debugger at line number 15 or not. That is you decide based on your requirement. Now I put the debugger at line number 9. Can I refresh the page now? First line number 9 triggered or not? See. Now come here. What is my N1 reference? What is my N1 reference? Come on, my N1 reference currently pointing to what? Put the cursor here. Put the cursor here. N1 reference currently pointing to what? Undefined or not? See this, currently pointing to undefined. Next, N2 reference also what? Currently pointing to undefined. When my element bind, okay, whenever line number 23, 26, whenever these lines executed, then only, right, my element bind to the reference. Yes or no? So 3 empty references created, and then line number 8. Line number 8, what it is? It is a normal function, that's it. Okay, function execution not yet started, function loaded, that's it. Okay, my function loaded. Okay, and then come on, and then it is going to execute the content or not. It is going to execute this content or not. Once the content preparation and compilation is done, this code only rendered inside the browser or not. This code only rendered inside the browser or not. Yes or no? Agree with me? Come on. Now, if I add like 22 and 33, can I click on sum now? Yes. Now, my N1 reference pointing to what now? See this. If I put the cursor on N1 reference, there has one box you can see for N1 reference. Are you able to see that box? That means you are looking for that particular N1 reference value. N1 reference value is what? Currently, come on, currently, say this text box or not. Agreed? Now you can extend this box. Now by box is what? N1 reference currently pointing to what? Text box or not. Now see this, for my text box, these many values are there or not there. Say this text box contains these many values. It is a object. N1 reference.current is a text box object. This contains these many values. Okay, one of the property called as the value there or not there. So this at last you can find the value. Did you find anywhere the value? Okay, if you're not, don't worry about this one. You can extend here. See this? What is my value? 22 is my value or not? Color okay? Yes or no? Now go to the console. Go to the console. First of all, tell me, you are in the debugging mode or not? You are in the debugging mode or not? You are in the debugging mode or not? You are in the debugging mode or not?
Yes, you are debugging mode.
Yeah, how we can say you are in the debugging mode? Okay, simply you can remember like this. Okay, your body content, see this, your body, okay, see, with some mask and contains these two buttons passed in debugger. Wherever you see, okay, whenever you see in your window like this, then you can say like you are in the debugging mode simply. Your window, mask like this, with the two buttons you can see here, passed in debugger text. That means you are in the debugging mode. You are in the middle of debugging. Like that you can understand. Got my point? Now you are in the debugging mode. Okay, where is your debugger? Line number 9. Line number 9. Now go to the console. Okay, now N1 reference. N1 reference. See this. Okay, N2 reference. okay, n3 reference. All these elements, okay, all these variables you can, okay, n3 reference is not there, leave it. N1 reference and N2 reference you are able to access in the console or not? Yes or no? Okay, why you know? Very simple. Now you are in the debugging mode. Now you are in the debugging mode. Whenever you are in the debugging mode, okay, you are in the which context now? Tell me. You are debugging, okay, where it is stopped? Tell me. Line number 9. That means you are in the function, this particular function context or not? Agreed? You are in this function or not? In this particular function, how many members you can access? Tell me. Which variables, which methods you can access from this particular function? Which variables you can access? Okay, all these global variables I can access or not? Yes or no? In this particular function. Now, while you are in the debugging mode, listen, while you are in the debugging mode, where you are, okay, that particular context, my console is pointing to that. My console also pointing to that particular context. Now I am in the line number 9. My context is like a function click. Now my console also pointing to that particular context only. In my function click, whatever the members you can access, now I can access those members in the console also. Got my point? Agreed with me? Whenever you are in the debugging mode, okay, now currently it is pointing to the which context? The same context my console also pointing to. Okay, now my current context is what? This particular function click, right? In this function click, whatever the members we can access, those all members we can access from where? Those all members we can access directly from where? From my console also or not? When it is possible? Whenever you are in the debugging mode only. Okay, now come on. Now see this, you can come down. N1 reference. Okay, N1 reference I am able to access or not? Why? The N1 reference I can access in the function click also or not? Okay, now what is my N1 value? What is my N1 value? My N1 value is what? 22. Now see my source, my N1 value is what? 22 or not? Yes or no? My N2 value is what? My sum is what? My N2 value is what? My sum is what? All this stuff. I'm able to access or not? Okay, now my sum is less than 100. Now it is going to apply what? Green color. Okay, once it is done, you can come out. See, if I click on this one, these two buttons I will tell. Now just come out from. Now go to the console. Are you in the debugging mode now? No. Are you able to access whatever the members we access in the past? Are you able to access N1, N2, sum? Are you able to access? No, right? No, right? Okay, let's click on the sum. Now tell me, in the console, what members I can access? While you are in the debugging mode, in this particular context, whatever the variables you can access, the same members I can access in the console also or not? Why? Because now my console is pointing to that particular context or not. Agreed? Okay, either you can track, okay, just put on the cursor, you can track here. Track here. For example, think N1 reference dot current. These many values are there. It is difficult to me view here. So you can go here. N1 reference dot current. Okay, dot. See this, these many values are there, right? Yes or no? In this particular object, these many values are there, right? Okay. If you want to apply some style, okay, these many styles are there, right? These all are like CSS properties or not? Come on, which CSS property you want? Color. Okay, which color? Okay, red color, for example. See, my N1 reference color can be like red or not? Agreed? Yes or no? Okay, now this one and this one, two buttons are there. If you observe, two buttons are there. Can I put the cursor on the first button? Okay, can you read the tooltip? Resume script execution. Okay, the next one is what? Step over next function call. Step over next function call. Okay, this one very simple. One debugger to another debugger jump you want. Okay, then that time you can use this one. Okay, resume script execution means this one we can complete. You have to start again the next debugger point. Okay, this one, if you want to get into one function, call another function. Okay, if you want to go into that function, okay, line by line, if you want to execute, then you can go with this. Okay, now see this. I'm clicking on the second button. See, line by line, 13 executed. Okay, sum executed, and then okay, 15th line executed, and then come here. Okay, if I click on this one, see this step over next function call. If I click on this one, it is navigate to some other function. Which one? Who is going to paint your content inside the browser? Who is going to paint? React DOM library only or not? Inside the React step into. Okay, React DOM library. Okay, all this stuff is not required for me. That time I want to come out. So click on the first button. Got my point? Debugger to debugger jump is what see. Line number 9, you are in line number 9. I want to jump okay to line number 13. In between 100 lines of code is there. I don't want to go line by line. Directly I want to jump to line number 12. Then how means very simple. If you want to debug your code, if you want to stop the execution, one of the keyword called as a debugger, you can use it. Another one is like breakpoints, you can use it. Breakpoints is nothing but these are the line numbers, right? Click on the line number. Now it's highlighted. See this? It is a kind of debugger point only. It is going to stop your execution. Now line number 10 to line number 13, directly I want to jump. I don't want line by line. Then you can click on this one. It is going to resume next debugger point. Now can I click on the first one? Now directly it's done. Directly it comes to where? Line number 13 or not? Yes or no? This is step into, and this one debugger to debugger jump. Okay, after this, there is no debugger, nothing. It is directly come out or not from the debugging mode. All are agreed? Come on. Any questions so far? Any questions so far? Come on. In React, handler should be what? Okay, in React, okay, handler should be what? Event handler should be what? Function or function call?
Function.
Handler should be what? Should be function or function call? Should be always a function or not? Should not be a function call. Okay, that can be arrow function or normal function keyword also, normal function also or not. Yes or no? Agreed? Okay, the next one. How to create an empty reference? Empty reference. How we can create an empty reference? By using which hook? React.useRef or not?
Useref.
.useRef is the hook or not? What is the type?
It's a function type.
Return type. Okay, this useRef type is what? Type of useRef is what? It is a
Function type.
return
Function
type.
type.
Return type of useRef.
Undefined.
Object. Which contains what? Current is pointing to
Undefined.
undefined or not? Yes or no? How to bind this empty reference to element?
To take a constant keyword and in a variable.
To bind the empty reference to the element. First of all, element is required. By
Yeah.
using what? Ref is the keyword.
Reference. Yeah. Take the flower basis and use that variable.
Okay.
Variable name.
Yeah, whatever the reference you created, that particular reference you have to add here or not?
Yeah.
Yes or no? How to
Yes.
convert? Okay, stringified. Okay, this stringified value. Stringified okay value to number. Stringified.
Parse_int. Method was parse_int.
Okay, string to number.
Parse_int.
By using parse_int or not? By using parse_int function or not? Yes or no?
Yes.
So any other questions, anyone?
Yes, sir. Today programming notes will be updated here. I will note it.
Yeah, I'll share that program with you. Okay, can you do these assignments? Okay, the first one is like given number is prime or not. Okay, can you write the program?
Yes, sir. I will try.
The program to check the given number is like prime or not. Given number is like prime or not. Okay, my view should be looks like this. Okay, let me show you the view. Okay, very simple. Here I need one number. Okay, text box. So here one submit button. Okay, I need a submit button. Now here I have a text box. Here I have a submit button. Okay, if I enter like okay 10, if I click on the submit button, given number is not a prime. Otherwise, given number is like a prime. Like that, I want the result here. Not a prime or prime. Can you write that?
Yes, sir. We will try.
Okay, that is one. The next one. Okay. By using React only. Okay, the next one. Now here I have the name on text box. I want to reverse. Okay, the reverse. Print the name in the reverse. Okay, if I put like ABC here, I want CBA. My output should be what? CBA. Got my point? The
Yes,
next
sir.
one is like, okay, same program only, number one, number two, number two. Okay, here multiple buttons are there. Sum is there, sub is there. Okay, multiplication, okay, division, okay, mod, all this stuff. Effectively write the code. Don't write like multiple functions. Try with a single function. All this stuff. You said like, okay, how to pass the parameters, right? Now you can use that concept. Somebody asked. Okay. Now, if I add like, okay, 1, 2, if I keep here, if I click on the sum, my output should be 3. Sub -2, multiplication 2, division, okay, mod. These values I want. The result is like, which button you click, that particular result I require. Can you complete these 3? Okay, let me upload our programs on our uijavakit.com. You can download from there. Where is the notes? This is our site. Any questions, anyone? Class. Any questions, anyone? Meanwhile, you can ask. Okay, working people, you can drop.
Sir, can you just show the code for from starting to end just once?
Again?
Can you just show the code once?
Wait. Uploaded. Okay, you can download our class programs day 1 to till today from uijavakit.com. Okay. Let me open. Yeah, create ref is the method, but it is deprecated now. React.create ref is the method, it is deprecated. Yeah, good. What's your question?
Yeah, I just wanted to overlook the code. That's all.
Yeah, you can download it. I already
Okay.
uploaded. Any questions?
No, sir. Thank you.
Thank you guys. Thanks for joining. Bye.